rolling hard. Whatever I be rolling hard. Trials and tribulations in my life got me rolling hard. Woke up, Lord bless me with another day. Eat shit, showered and be on my way. Jumped in the two-door, Monte Carlo, solo with a fofo on my way to get the dough, yo. If you don't work, then you don't eat. Don't be scared to walk through life when you got feet. You gotta run the race, it's the track meet. Can't trust nobody on the street, so you pack heat. Just got a phone call, my homie I grew up with dead. And last night my other partner had his door kicked in by Fed. Cricket couple to your hood and hug your steps. Searching till they find your stash box where the gun is kept. I ain't never slept, some dream a fairy tale crime. The judge ain't giving no breaks, he giving jail time. I'ma put my trust and faith in the Lord. Never scored on the boulevard. Always rolling hard, I'm rolling hard. Rolling hard. Rolling hard. Whatever I be rolling hard. Trials and tribulations in my life got me rolling hard. Rolling hard. I believe in its truth, I'll never stop. Gun to my head, knife to my throat, I'll never stop. Ain't eat or drink nothing, I'll never drop. Rapping words over beats like this, I'll never flop. Pick up your cross, follow YAHANNA. Pick up your cross, follow YAHANNA. Living righteous now, that old wicked man had to die. I testify the white man, the devil, he a lie. He the judge sitting in court to make your mama cry. Christianity had me traumatized. I'll never water down the truth, I can't compromise. I love the Most High more than my own children. My sons and daughters, they hate me, just imagine the feeling. Pain hurts so deep, cut like a machete. Prepare your soul for temptation, you better get ready. I'ma put my trust and faith in the Lord. Never scored on the boulevard, always rolling hard, I'm rolling hard. Rolling hard. Whatever I be rolling hard. Trials and tribulations in my life got me rolling hard. If it ain't one thing, it's 5 or 6. That president gon' cause a race war through politics. The way they treat my Mexican brothers on the border. Isaiah 14:21 prepare slaughter. Babylon falling, everything gon' flip. Every day of my life I pray for rulership. I'ma put my trust and faith in the Lord. Never scored on the boulevard. Always rolling hard, I'm rolling hard. Rolling hard. Whatever I be rolling hard. Trials and tribulations in my life got me rolling hard.
Yeah, you already know what time it is. You understand? U.P.K, one wrestling command to YAHANNA, all my brothers. We rolling through. You understand? Cause these niggas weak. These niggas don't know what to do. You see these soldiers beside me, standing in all black with the shields on posts around you. They all my brothers.
Gold is precious, but loyalty is priceless. Mom with a mime, I leave you lifeless. Wrong with this shit, I'ma need a diaper. And don't do any crisis. Cause all my niggas righteous, all politics with vipers. Cowards fold, real niggas hold rank sample. But they believe and won't compromise the day. Never harmonize the traitors. Do not affiliate with impersonators. You cross the line, you gon' catch the vapors. My niggas strong, no checks. Them other niggas sweet like annihilators. Tank full of brown sugar like Annihilate. Every time I move, a righteous demonstration. All I deny is Satan. My brother's glorious, true warriors. The label swore down the death sentence. Can't stop till we notorious. Thrown in my way with a supreme audience. Proud ass nigga get exiled. No loitering around my brothers.
Yeah, you already know what it is. 144 back in day, U.P.K style, putting it down for my brothers. And I roll with spray so. That's right. See them niggas with them shields. That's right. And fatigues and them boots. They my brothers. We gon' rule it on the king on the stage. We gon' rule this bitch at all costs. Nigga, we gon' take these from them crackers. That's right. That's right. Take it to the ground. And we gon' eat and drink. Me and all
my brother like the ladder house. They can't blend with my men, nigga. I can tell the fake from the treacherous mouth. Claim that God is all love, we don't believe that. Give a damn about your 2 cents, fuck your feedback. I give it all for my brothers, they deserve it. No excuses for my niggas, they striving to be perfect. Sacrifice whatever form, they never open. U.P.K, we click tight like Sweet and Joe. He's going to the end, it's what a wise man told me. Liquor from the top shelf, but I spit it with the low. 144, nigga, everybody know. All they ever wanted was revenge, fuck the road. Say you down for the cause, gotta show it. Stand tall and do not blush. Remain calm when the danger pop up. From deep like David Jones knocker. More bars than central locker. No competition, only glory in the distance for my brothers.
Against drug dealers, if they Muslim, if they Christian, if they atheist, if they Buddhist, if they shouting black men, guess what? I'm gonna say something about it. Because you know what? Just like you ain't gonna, like your boy said, it ain't gonna happen. Guess what? I'm not letting nobody sell you drugs without me saying that. How you gonna do it?
Trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed. I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to prison band blues for this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good break. Sometimes I follow what is a soldier, trying to find a good ship. Plus when you in hell, how did you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No call it can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord? Got a tongue like a two-edged sword, with a style that they might just record. The only thing equal is the curse for the wicked and the righteous reward. Have mercy on the men that don't see it, separated from the tares. Now on my prayers, and it's so big. A rebel, take the world by word of mouth. U.P.K, we the rebels that you heard about. Yeah. And it ain't gonna stop till 100 virgins in the house and I'm hanging verdicts out. Get right, you ain't heard a clown without a shadow of a doubt. These devils hitting licks off us. Fuck the bank, I'm about to start a pocket ticket office. Can't speak talkers, cannot stop us. And plus I know the feds watch us. Tell the people that they church full of witch doctors. Put us in prison and stockpile us. Meanwhile, U.P.K turn the rebels into rock wallers. And leave them mighty men. And now I understand things that never truly made sense. Like why I'm crying at this funeral for a criminal, knowing you ain't innocent. It's fucked up, but my boot shop standing between 2 priests, about to blaze on their heads, call it tough love. Look out for niggas just gloves, and wouldn't touch a white bitch with OJ's black gloves. Father, forgive me for my error. I'm forever by your side, clean and purgement of all my flaws. This the reason I'm alive. Thank God for this truth. Cause for a long time was a rebel without a cause.
Look, man, first time I met is man, Junior YAHANNA, man, here 3807.
Rebel without a
my
cause.
little daughter with me. opened the door. He was dropping the truth on me and all that.
Rebel without a cause.
Man, you know, you do your time. We taking them out and training that hand-to-hand combat.
Rebel without a
said,
cause.
yeah.
It's the reason I'm
Shine me
alive.
up,
Thank
nigga.
God for this truth. Cause for a long time, we some rebel without a cause.
Times get hard. Be perfect, cause it's worth it. Must endure through these curses we oppress. Times get hard. Don't fall, no excuses, just follow the commandments, nothing less. Times get hard. But your brothers you can call, come together and just be on one accord. Times get hard. These heathens finna get their judgment, just remember that vengeance is the Lord's.
Oppression make a wise man mad, that's why I'm curious. Why the fuck my people love the enemy, they should be furious. Most High in Christ, the U.P.K revealed the mysteries. The white man, the devil, the biggest murderer in history. Tell me I'm lying and I'll show you in the Bible. Cross around our neck, mean you worshiping them idols or a graven image. Wait a minute, I'm just kicking facts. That Stockholm syndrome got you loving master, even though they whipped our backs. Even they say thing in the shoes of a priest in the streets, where we going to teach our people demons. Wanna get us caught up in the belly of the beast, where we lust and we peace with the evil. And I know you're angry, but do not commit a sin. Just remember, endure to the end. When
be perfect, cause it's worth it. Must endure through these curses we oppress. Times get hard. Don't fall, no excuses, just follow the commandments, nothing less. Times get hard. But your brothers you can call, come together and just be on one accord. Times get hard. These heathens finna get their judgment, just remember that vengeance is the Lord's.
So share right now, check a fight on my feet. No retreat, no count in my DNA. Got speed when the enemy say, let me lay the silver blocks out to the rain, lose 4 coins, house in the verses, and when I'm hot sauce. Skip to my loop when the down cross. Cause I'm paying the cost, was afraid of loss. They so deaf, crisscross for the floss. We just not cut from the same cloth. Since from the week, you better so you see harvest coming on your waist side and stony. Choked out by bonds of weeds and the 212 watch company. And the road that's traveling hard streets, cause possibly aristocracy, atrocity, commonly make it hard to see. Walking carnally, like stumbling drunk on the Dollar Tree. So about to be, so robbery. Looking for reciprocity. You reap what you sow, tread lightly.
Times get hard. Be perfect, cause it's worth it. Must endure through these curses we oppress. Times get hard. Don't fall, no excuses, just follow the commandments, nothing less. Times get hard. But your brothers you can call, come together and just be on one accord. Times get hard. These heathens finna get their judgment, just remember that vengeance is the Lord's.
Okay, Shalom. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under command and General YAHANNA. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. The I.S.U.P.K is not affiliated with any other group, you understand? And today is the Tuesday Brotherhood Class. I'm Priest and Officer 500, Shamgar Bunyamin. Teach the Brotherhood Class down here in the UK, in London. And today's topic is, if we love ourselves, then we can love our people, you understand? And Salakia, what was I gonna say? You understand? Oh yeah, and Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Brakatam to the brothers, and Shalom, Yahweh Shema Alathar Hashem Yahushai to the sisters. You understand? And yeah, like I was saying, this is the Tuesday Brotherhood Class, and this is about, you know what I mean, if we know how to love ourselves, because in this captivity in 2020, wherever we may be scattered, whether it be in the Americas, in the Caribbean, in the UK, in any part of Europe, you understand, anywhere we were scattered on the earth, if we have to understand the people that through slavery, we learned self-hatred, we learned self-destruction, we learned to hate our skin and our thick lips and the looks that we have, and we learned to hate our own brothers, man, you understand? We learned to hate our own swagger and our style. but yet every other nation envies it. We learn to hate ourselves and how we look, wanting to bleach our skin and wanting to, look like the heathen. But we have to remember that to truly love our people, to truly care about our people sincerely, is to love ourselves, man. If we actually have any, if we have any value in our own eyes, if as our, in our we look in the mirror, and if we have any value even in our own eyes as a people, if you look yourself in the mirror and you're like, you know what, you're worth something. You come from a great stock of people, rather than you just come from the low down ghetto where your people are nothing and everybody your people are subservient to everyone else. That's the image that we've been taught to believe and trust in, rather than the image of priests and prophets of the Lord, the true chosen people of the Most High. That's the images that we our children today. We don't see those images. We don't look at those things. We don't actually have that mindset. So we are taught to hate ourselves, and we're taught self-destruction. You understand? We're taught to hate one another, people that look just like you, and we're taught to destroy ourselves and to somehow, some way, some form of fashion, benefit our oppressors and our enemies, man. You understand? And to truly achieve brotherhood and truly achieve coming back to our heritage, coming back to the laws of our fathers, we have to come back to brotherhood, man. We have to come back to loving ourselves and remembering who we are as a people. Remembering that we are that great nation, that every nation under the heavens, every nation has oppressed us and brought us down and have benefited greatly from our suffering. But even that being the case, even in the midst of all of that, every other nation looks to envy us, man. And everything that we say and do, every nation on the earth looks to try to, in some way, tries to envy us and what we do, and copy and plagiarize what we bring to the table. Everything, all our style and all our swagger, even us in our wickedness, even our criminal selves, they try to copy, man. Everything they try to copy, man. There's nothing we don't do or say that they don't try to imitate. You understand? So lucky. Let me get. So lucky. Trooper, if you could get me Matthew 22 verse 37, Bob Kashar. You understand? Because our King, Yahushua Christ, through the world caused Jesus. You understand? Our King told our peoples what it was, man. You understand? Our King taught us how to be and told us the guidance system in today's world, how we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to conduct ourselves, man. You understand? Our King Yahushua gave us the guidelines and the spirit of the law as well. You understand? He gave us the spirit of the law and the guidelines into how to deal with one another and to govern ourselves and how to serve the Lord truly. Yeah, so like when you get it.
Matthew 22, verse 37. Yahushua said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
So there it is right there, you understand? The greatest is to make sure we love the Most High. We keep the statutes and our great feast days and our great laws to govern how we serve the Lord. But the second is that we love our neighbors as ourselves, man. You understand? Now, if we don't love ourselves and we don't have any value in who we are, how can we love the people that we come from? You understand? We can't love the neighbor if we don't love ourselves. It says, as you love yourself. And what we've learned to do in this captivity is the same way we hate ourselves, the same way we hate our people, man. We hate our neighbors, you understand? But if we learn to love ourselves and understand what great stock we come from and the great people and our great forefathers and understand the greatness that we come from and understand the Lord's chosen, then we can truly understand and appreciate our neighbors, you understand? Because we're supposed to love them as we love ourselves. So if we love them as we love ourselves, then according to you, if you hate yourself, then you're gonna hate your neighbor, man. You understand? It's just black and white. You understand? So I can read that again, that last verse.
Matthew 22, verse 39. The second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Read on.
Verse 40. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
So all the law and the prophets, all the law that we read about, and all the words of every prophet that is in our records, man, in this Bible, you understand? All the laws and all the words of prophets, all that we're taught, you understand, is hanged. It hangs down on both these things. You understand? Both these things is what the law and what the prophet said hangs on, man. When you serve the Lord with all their heart and all their mind and all their soul, and you love your neighbor as thyself, that's what all the law hangs on, man. So when we look at all the things that we have we found and we see today as a people, and even what we see in the Christian church and these fake groups, they are not reflecting what our King says. You know, so they're not reflecting the righteousness of our King. You understand? When we see the things that go on in the world and the people in these false groups and these churches, we don't witness this right here. We don't witness brothers loving their neighbors. You understand? Because why? They are from a people, or so like from a mindset and a group and a doctrine taught by people who hate us. You understand? People that would choose the enemy rather than their own people, which meaning what, they hate themselves so much that they would side with anything that wants to destroy them. You understand? They will side with the very thing that wants them dead because they hate themselves already, and because they've been so succumb to that self-hatred and that brainwashing to hate yourselves. Then those Christian pastors don't feel any way to destroy their own people. You understand? That's why. Because first of all, they are not taught sound doctrine. They are taught the doctrine of our enemies. You understand? They're taught the doctrine of our oppressors. And then secondly, with that doctrine and with that mindset, with that destroyed mindset, it is easier for them to not feel any way and not feel have any conscience towards their own people, towards what they do, how they treat their people, because of the indoctrination, man. And so when these sellouts do what they do and rob the people and think about themselves, really and truly, they're not even trying to help themselves. They're trying to, some way, form, or fashion, destroy their people at any means, man, and make themselves feel good about it because they hate themselves already. You understand? They don't have love for themselves nor their people. So, like, if you give me Leviticus chapter 19 verse 17, so what we read in the law, it will show us who our neighbors are, as we always have to clarify, because again, Christianity is a hell of a drug, man. You understand? Christianity is a drug that is worse than crack cocaine. You understand? It's worse than weed, worse than any new drug you can think of, man. You know what I'm saying? Any of them, any drug you can think of on the road right now. You understand? Christianity is worse than all part of them, man. You understand? Because it has destroyed the minds of the people to love the oppressor subconsciously and hate themselves, man. And that goes against the brotherhood of the scriptures, man. That goes against what Christ said about loving neighbor as they love thyself. Because in order to commit to follow through with that, you would have to love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, you hate yourself and hate your people, and by default you cannot fulfill this law. So like, you read that.
Leviticus 19 verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
You understand? We are commanded not to hate our brethren, man, our brothers and sisters, man. You understand? We are commanded to do what? We're gonna read it. Read on.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
So this is what the UPK does when we speak against these false groups and these false prophets, man. We are rebuking our neighbors, man, and we are showing them their falseness, their falsehoods, like the GOCC, like the GM, all these fake groups and these Christian churches and the Muslim mosques. We are showing and rebuking our people, the false of our people. You understand? We're showing them that what they're doing is wrong. You understand? And these Christians, they all believe that this is some form of hatred. When we speak about these other groups, these fake groups and these Christian churches, you understand? But this is the rebuke of the scriptures, man. You understand? This is us showing the false and the wrong and the wicked in this world and trying to not suffer sin upon you. Because why? When we tell you that those fake Israelite groups are to your own death and your own detriment, and you're not serving the Lord as you're commanded to, you understand? But that's us trying to give you that rebuke. That's us giving you that rebuke, man. You need to come out them Christian churches, man, and the Muslim mosques. These things are a detriment to our people, man, and it's only evident if you look at our communities and you look at what fruit brings that comes from the Christian church. If you look at what fruit comes from these false groups, man, you understand? So I can read on.
Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
And so we are not to bear any grudge nor avenge against the children of our people, man. You know why? Because we are commanded to love our neighbors as we love ourselves, man. You understand? We are not to have that level of enmity and hatred towards our own people, because it's our people where we come from, man. It's our family, you understand? No matter how destroyed the mind may be, we are governed by our laws and our statutes to know how to conduct ourselves among one another. So I can read on.
Come on, verse 18, end of verse 18. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord.
So the neighbor is the children of our people, like you just read, you understand? That's who our neighbor is, man. And there you go, there it goes again, you understand? If you can't love your neighbor, if you can't love yourself, and you can't love your people. It's as simple as that, because you come from your people. So when you look in the mirror and you hate yourself and you want to do anything to destroy yourself, whether it be over drinking, whether it be, taking drugs, you understand? Whatever the case may be, you are not trying to elevate yourself. When you're selling drugs to your brothers and sisters, when you're taking those drugs, when you're killing your brothers in the street, when you're doing these things and you're teaching them false doctrine, teaching them to follow their oppressors rather than follow the leaders of their people, you understand? Rather than follow the righteous leaders that have been set up in the I.S.U.P.K under command John YAHANNA, rather than following them, you would have them, follow and wear bow ties and follow Arabs, or be standing side by side with the oppressor and looking like the weakest, most pathetic coon on the planet. You understand? But these things are detriment to our people, man. And the only way we can truly love our neighbors and love our people and guide them the right way is if we learned to love ourselves. And if we learned and we threw away that self-hatred that we've been taught in this world, man. You understand? Throw away all the jive and the lies that have been set upon our people, and we take up the rightful place as we was commanded to be, a rightful place on this earth to be the Lord's chosen, man. The rightful place on this earth to be as the Lord had us to be, man. To be the Lord's priests and prophets of the Lord on this earth, man. You understand? So like, if you get me Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 9, Bob Kushar. You understand? We have to take up what is ours, man. We have to take back what is ours, and that is our heritage, man. And that is our rightful place on the earth, which is to rule this earth under our laws and commandments that was given unto our foreparents, man. You understand? So, Lucky, when you get
Deuteronomy 4, verse 9. Only take heed to thyself and keep thyself diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen.
So take heed to thyself, meaning what? You're going to look at the things that we do among one another, you understand? All of us, blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, man, you understand? All of us, we have to take heed to ourselves, man. We have to take heed unto the things that are written and how we are as a people, who we are individually and what we do and how we conduct ourselves, you know what I'm saying? That is the way we can achieve what we just read in Leviticus, you understand? When we take heed to ourselves and we look at how we are living and doing things, and we compare that with the laws of our fathers. So I can read on.
Come on. Lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thine heart.
So lest we forget the things that our eyes have seen, man. You know, back in this time, this is where we are, our forefathers, us as a people, we saw the great miracles of the Lord, man. We saw the Lord deliver us from the hands of our oppressors, man. And with the great might that he had and he showed in those times. And us today, we must look at the things that we have witnessed, man. We must look at the people and our brothers and sisters that have been slaughtered, man, by the hands of our enemies, man, by the hands of these heathens in these fake groups and these false doctrines on the earth, Christianity and Islam and all the rest of it, you understand? We have to look at and take heed of ourselves so that we know that we don't forget. First of all, we know the laws. We won't forget the laws that was given unto us and our doctrine, our way. And then secondly, we have to. If we do not take heed to ourselves, we will forget what we've seen. You know why? Because you will forget about how you learned about who you are as a people, and then you understand. You'll forget what you've seen in these streets, man. You'll forget all the wickedness that our people have suffered and been through, and all the torment that our foreparents went through, man, and are still going through today as a people. You understand? You will forget all these things that we see. So, like, read on.
Come. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons, especially the day that thou stoodest before the Lord thy God in Horeb, when the Lord said unto me, gather me the people together, and I will make them hear my words, that they may learn to fear me all the days that they shall live upon the earth, and that they may teach their children.
That's right, man. We shall teach our children, man. Because why? If we don't take heed to ourselves and remember who we are, remember where we've come from, man, you understand? Then we would be nothing, man. We would be just like those rich, famous Christian pastors in them churches, man, or the rich and people, the leaders, the false leaders of those fake groups, man, who take money and forget about the people, man. Take money and destroy their own people, man. Take all this money and forget about the people that are dying right now, man, in these streets, the people that you come from, that you're robbing. These things is what will become of us if we forget ourselves, man. If we forget where we come from as a people, what our heritage is and what our laws say, man. You understand? If we forget what is right, then we will become that, man. We'll become those sellouts that we see on TV. We become those weak men who sold themselves out and their people out for a little bit of money, you understand? We'll become that, which is a vile thing, and that is cowardly, you understand? But we are to not forget and to remember our culture and our way, and to teach unto our sons and our sons' sons, you understand? That is what we are commanded to do. So lucky, if you get me 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 15, Bob Kashar.
Okay. 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 17. Salakia, what was that?
16. 15.
1 Timothy 4, 15. Meditate upon these things. Salakia, 1 Timothy 4, 15. Meditate upon these things. Give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee.
So when we take up our the laws, man, and the sound doctrine that was given unto us, man, given unto the elders and passed down to us today, you understand? We cannot forsake that, because why? It's easy for people to pray and to remember the Lord when they are suffering, when they're not eating right, you understand? And that's just among everyone, Christians and everybody alike. It's easy for anybody to remember God and the Most High when they're not eating, they're suffering, they're going through tribulation and they're going through it. And that's what people remember, to remember the Lord. But when they're eating good and they're eating well, they don't continue to remember the same way, man. Those same prayers that they were sending at one time before, they stopped, man. They ceased. You understand? They didn't continue to keep to what they were doing at one time, and they didn't have that same mindset towards God. They're like, no, they're eating good now. They ain't really got time to send up prayers. They ain't really got time to think of the Lord. You understand? But what we have to understand is this: the only way we can benefit, and the only way our people can benefit, is if we think about this, man. Think about you praying in times when you're eating good, man. You understand? You said you put up prayers to the Lord when you are eating well and you're doing well for yourself. That's what will really give results. You understand? That's when the Lord hears you. You understand? Because you don't just pray when you want something. You don't just pray when things are rough. You understand? But when you pray for even when times are good, then you know what I'm saying, that means the Lord knows your focus and you're not idle. You understand? That's when you're not idle in coming in here and serving the Lord. When you pray, even when times are going well, man, that's when you should really be. You know why? Because life is warfare, man. You understand? Just like the general said, life is warfare. Like in any war, you understand? When you're not fighting a battle and slaughtering the enemy in battle, you understand? You, in the time that you're not in battle, you should be preparing for battle. And it's the same with today. Today is a spiritual war, man. It's a war of the mind and the soul and discipline and keeping and holding to what the Lord gave us, man. You understand? Especially in the world of wickedness that we've been made to live in, man. This place of uncleanness and vileness, man. This place of pure wickedness, man, where it's easy to fall astray. But in this time, even in everyone's in each individual lives, when your mind is you say your mind is not tormented by your own sins or by your temptation, but the time will come with this spiritual warfare, the same as in the real warfare, because what life is warfare. You understand? And in the time where you're strong and well, that's when you should be preparing for war, man. That's when you should be meditating and praying to the Lord and making sure your minds are strong for when that temptation comes again, because it will come. You understand? Just like that battle, it will come again, man. You understand? Just like in the time of David, battles in the time of our forefathers, you understand? There was battles on the field, always going to come. You know what I mean? There was an enemy to fight. And in the time of peace, or the time of respite and rest from battle, that was a time you prepared the men for battle. You understand? And just like today, when things are going, when in your mind and the things going on in your life, when things are going, you know, not going bad, and you ain't being tempted, you ain't going through things right now. You understand? Make sure you stay alert, man. Keep your mind strong, because this is a battle of the mind. This spiritual warfare, this life that we're living is a battle, man. Every little piece of life, every going to your slave, you understand, seeing the wickedness around you, man. You understand? It's a battle, man. Because you have to be, you're contrary to everything around in this world, man. We are contrary. To be in the service of the Lord is to be contrary to the world that is around you, man. Is to be contrary to the enemy's society and all the people around us, you understand? But we have to be strong in times when we think our minds are good and we're not going through no tribulation right now, or we're not to battle something. Listen, man, there's always a battle around the corner. So that in every time you're not battling, you make sure you're preparing for that battle, so that when the time comes, when you may be brought low or brought to a lower state, you'll be strong, man. You understand? You'll be prepared. You'll be prepared for what is to come. That is the way we're supposed to be. You understand? Being prepared for what will come, because trials and tribulations is the life of a priest and prophet of the Lord. You understand? When you come to serve the Lord, like you're reading Ecclesiasticus 2. You understand? When we serve the Lord, this is when trials come, man, and this will all play on your mind, man. This is where the battles will come. This is where the fight is. The fight is not with swords and shields no more, but it is in the mind, man. All the wickedness of this world, and the way we used to think, and the way we used to live, and our way we used to think, and how we used to act. These are the battles we face today, man. And it is a battle, man. You understand? It is a battle, because you have to change everything, and all that your thought process was. Now you have to battle it, man. Now this is when, and the times, like I said before, I can't say it enough, you understand? When the times come, when you feel you're at peace and you're at ease, that's when you should be praying to the Lord and preparing yourself and studying and making sure you're prepared for what may come, man. For whatever tribulation may come, remember that tribulation is gonna come. You understand? There is a battle to come every day, every second. There's something coming, man. But Salakia, where was he? Yeah, if you get me, you read verse 16, yeah?
Come.
Okay, no sweat. If you get me, okay, if you get me Ecclesiasticus, I don't think I want. Yeah, if you get me Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and verse 1, just to back up that same point.
Ecclesiasticus 2 verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
You understand? When you come to serve the Lord, man, this is when trials and tribulations will come, man. This is when reading the book of Job, you understand? This is when these things are wise to do, man. Because battle will come. When you serve the Lord, you will be tested, man. Every second, every day, behind closed doors, when you're at home, when you're not around everybody, you understand? That's when you'll be tried, man. And that's where the Lord will see you as an individual, see what you're really about, man. That's what the Lord is doing, man. That's why he he will send Satan, and Satan will come and test you, man. Just like in Job, man. You understand? He will come and Satan will send his angels to test you, man. Wherever it may be, at your job, you know what I mean, walking on the road, you know what I mean, wherever it may be. You understand? Satan will come. And this is what you must be prepared for. So like you read on.
Come on, verse 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
You understand?
And make not haste, Salakia.
No, go ahead.
In the time of trouble.
That's right, man. You understand? Trouble will come, man. You understand? In the time of tribulation, trouble is gonna come. But it says make not haste in time of trouble, and it says constantly endure, man. Constantly, man. Wherever we may face in this world, man, when you come in the truth, and you learn who you are, and you have to be contrary to everything in this world, man. How you breathe is different from everyone else, man. You understand? Right. Your thought process and everything is different from them, man. We have to be that light that our people can look towards, man, and be like, you know what? Even in the midst of everything around, these brothers still stand strong, man. You understand? Yeah. Everybody's scared of the vaccine. Everybody loves these conspiracy theories and all manners of foolishness that they love. But meanwhile, at the same time, they're smoking weed and destroying themselves even still. But in the midst of everything that we witness and see, we have to be that beacon of strength and honor, man. We have to be that example of honor and strength that none can fault, man. We have to be that blameless beacon of hope and an example of the school and of Command Junior Hannah and of Christ, our King, you understand? We have to reflect these things, man, you understand? Because this is the place on the Lord, this is the place on the earth that the Lord has set up, man, to be his beacon, to be his banner, you understand? To stand for him in the place of wickedness, man. You know what I'm saying? So I can read on.
Come, verse 3. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be free at the last end.
So we must you understand? We must cleave unto the Lord, man. Cleave unto the Most High power and what he has given us and what he and the guidance system that he has given us, man. You understand? We must cleave unto him and his ways, man, and depart not. You understand? So that at the last end we will receive our reward, man. In the last end we will rule over these kingdoms and of all the kindreds of the earth, man. We will rule over them in one day. You understand? We will receive our great reward at the last end, man. You understand? But we must fight this battle of the mind to the death, man. You understand? Right. This battle of self-hatred among sisters, you understand? Wanted to abort their babies, wanted to kill themselves, wanted to bleach their skin, you understand? These things are plagues on our community, man. You understand? Right. Hating, so quick and easy to hate your brothers and side with the enemy, you understand? Wanted to envy your oppressors. These are plagues of the mind among our people, man. And we can never achieve brotherhood as a people if you don't love yourself, man. If you don't
That's right.
sincerely love yourself and where you come from, and take note of the people around you, take note of the heathen nations around you, man. No matter where they come from, whether it be a war-torn country or an African who gives fellatio to cows, you understand? Wherever it may come from, whether it be East Indian who bathes in cow, cow shit,
Shit.
man. Slovakia, you understand? You know what I mean? If it be an East Indian who bathes in cow shit, he loves his people though. He has that pride and he loves himself no matter where he come from, the Chinese, Japanese, wherever. They have pride in their people, man. They have pride in where they come from, man. And it is up to us, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, those blacks of the transatlantic slave trade, you understand? Those natives of North Central South America, it's up to us to love ourselves and take pride in who we are as a people, man. Because we are the Lord's chosen. If
That's
anybody
right.
should have pride in who we are, it's us, man. And
That's right.
with that same pride in ourselves and our nation, that's how we can be able to. It will be nothing to love the brothers the nation that we come from, everyone else, our brothers and sisters alike. You understand? It will be nothing for that. But without that, trust me, you ain't gonna fight the battle, man. You understand? You ain't gonna find brotherhood. You understand? There will be no brotherhood. But when you have the mindset of destroying others so that you can gain, and those others are your own people, you'll never achieve brotherhood, and you'll never achieve what is written and what was taught to us by our King Yahushua Christ. You understand? What our King gave us. So, like, read on.
Quran, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully,
Mm-hmm.
and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
So there you go, man. You understand? Whatsoever is brought upon us, man, we have to take it cheerfully, man. In our lives and how we deal with one another, how we govern ourselves in the lands of our captivity, man. All the tribulation that may come, all the battles that are to come, we take it cheerfully, man. And that's why you prepare for battle before the time of battle. You understand? You prepare and you sharpen your sword. You know what I mean? You gird up yourself and you armor yourself. You prepare yourself with the laws of our forefathers, man, and the sound doctrine. You understand? This is how we prepare ourselves for the battle today. And this is how we'll take whatever comes towards us cheerfully, because we know that the Lord is giving us trials, man. The Lord is allowing his servants to trial us and test us, man, in this land. And we must take it cheerfully, man, and be patient when we are brought to a lower state, any state that we can be brought to as a people, man. We must be patient, man. Anything, you understand? You may lose your job, you may come out, redundant or whatever they say. You understand? You may not have what you want. So, like, brothers may come out from the world, may having money upon money, man, because they were making money unlawfully. They were looking for themselves, and in the process of them making money and doing good for themselves, they were destroying their people. But now, when you come in the truth, now you're not gonna be that same guy. You ain't gonna be driving the same whips, and you ain't gonna be living the same life. And now you'll be at a lower state because of the Lord. And for most of our people, if for the most part, if we was not at a lower state, we wouldn't serve the Lord, man. For a lot of us, if we was not at a lower state where we were in need of money and we was poor, you understand? We would not serve the Lord, man. You'd be like that brother in Matthews who didn't give up everything, man. I think it was Matthews or Acts, right? Who didn't give up, throw away everything that he had. And it was so hard for the rich. It's so hard for the rich to give away what they have. You know why? Because they have, they have it made. They think that everything they have and everything they need is right there. And that's why it's hard for a rich man to serve the Lord, man. It's hard for a rich man to serve the Lord. And that's why the same point about I made with brothers being able to pray when they're poor and they're down and they're not making so much money, not eating so good, rather than a man who's eating well, eating good, and he don't pray. He's good blood. You know what I mean? He's good. He don't need to pray, bro. He ain't thinking about that. He's thinking about living off this money and living good and eating well. But this is the difference between someone who has the knowledge of the Lord and has the spirit of discipline and an order between someone who's that and someone who's just carnal. Because people in the world in that church right now, they are poor, they are piss poor, man. But they are praying. But then when they get to that rich pastor stage, who you think is really praying though? You understand? Who's praying? Who's really praying in that church? Is it the people that are suffering, or the pastor, man, who's benefiting off of their demise? It's the people, man. And that's why it's easy for us to understand this, that even in times of greatness and eating good, man, in times of joy and cheer, we must remember where we come from, man. We must remember the people that we come from and know that even if we're eating good, our people are suffering. So we have to pray for them, man. We have to pray to the Lord always, and always remember that in times of greatness, tribulation will come, man. In times of cheer and joy and laughter, tribulation will come. Tribulation is around the corner, and we must be prepared at all times, you understand? But Salakia, if you get me Ecclesiasticus, same book here, chapter 12 and verse 1, Baba Kishar.
Salakia, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good, man. Yeah, man. You to work?
I was gonna say lost the train of thought. I didn't thought you could hear me, so I wasn't sure if I was coming through.
Okay, no sweat. Look, if you got anything, let me know. Yeah, when you get here, okay.
Salakia, yeah, that's it. Correct.
Yeah,
you mentioned when we're rich, we forget the Most High. That's it. So it's like when the scripture says, "And Yasharon wax fat," and you know what I mean, and forsook the Lord. So, you know, when the scripture said when we was living good, we started to eat good, and we waxed great and forgot the Most High, forsook the Most High. So yeah, that was the point I wanted to bring up there.
No, that's right, man. It's true. When we eat good, man, this is when we forget to pray. We forget about the Lord, man. We forget about the service of the Lord and what the Lord requires, man. It's only when we're suffering when we remember the Lord. And what we must do as a people is in our time of making money and doing well for ourselves, or not suffering tribulation at that time, we should be preparing. We should be still thinking of the Lord and praying even more, so that the Lord will hear us. Is more to hear us in our time of tribulation, because even in our time of greatness, we didn't forget about the Lord, man. But Salakia, when you get it, okay, on there.
Yeah, Ecclesiasticus 12 verse 1. When thou wilt do good, know to whom thou doest it, so shalt thou be thanked for thy benefits. So
when we do good, understand, because people like to say many things. Fake Israelites especially like to say that you know, you're not allowed to help brothers or do well to brothers, you know what I mean, who are not repentant Israelites, you understand? Like, for example, the I.S.U.P.K, we have a food drive, right? But brothers and sisters have to actually come to that food drive, and we're not going to the crack house and giving out food to every brother that brothers in the crack house, are we? You understand? We're not going to mans that's trapping on the corner, you understand, and giving him food. No, we're not doing that. We have a sanctuary, a safe haven for brothers to come, brothers and sisters that are sincere and need help, and that are in need to come and receive some help from the Lord, you understand, and receive that food and that drink that they may need, you understand. But understand this, the scriptures say, when thou doest good, know to whom thou doest it, you understand. Because why? There are wicked among us, you understand. There are wicked brothers and sisters in the world, man, that are destroying the community, man, destroying their own people, just like in the Christian church and the Muslim mosque, you understand. They are destroying our communities, man. And so when we do anything, when we come on the truth, we have that mindset of we got to help every single brother and sister. And a lot of mistakes that are made is when you want to help every brother and sister, you kind of like, every brother that asks you for something, you're just giving them money. And it's a spirit that comes upon you because we've been taught to love our people. But but if we're misguided in understanding how we go about these things, we may have a problem, we may have a mistake on our hands. And we have to remember that when we do good, we know to whom we do this, meaning what? If a brother comes to you and let's say, for example, he's a regular brother that you see on that corner on that road, right? And you can see his pupils are dilated, you can see he's on something, and he's got barely any teeth in his mouth, and he's begging for help, and he's begging for food and money, right? Right now, we still have to respond to that brother. We're not going to be like a Christian church and throw him away. What we're not going to do is feed his addiction. We're not going to feed his self-destruction. And so we're not going to just throw money at him. But what we would do, being wise and being seasoned, we're going to go and listen. We're going to go buy him some food, and make sure that he has no excuse. You know, you let him know if you have a flyer, you give him a flyer, and you let him know. Listen, come down to this place and get some food if you need it. Blah blah. Now, more times when you do that, they're not going to actually come. A lot of brothers and sisters don't do that. You understand? Now, if they're sincere, they will. But this brother really was asking for money. There's times when you can give a brother food and he's still asking for money. You understand? Because he wants to feed his addiction. He wants to feed his demon. But when you represent the school and represent the Most High, you be seizing how you knowing who you give and what you give to your people. You understand? And that's why we have food drives, so that we don't make the mistake of giving to someone and fueling their addiction or fueling their self-destruction. You understand? So I can read on.
Verse 2. Do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense, and it not from him, yet from the Most High.
So if you do good to the godly, the righteous man, you understand, brothers that come up in here and truly, sincerely want to serve the Lord and do what is right, if he don't reward you, the Lord will reward you, understand? It's just reward in itself, you understand? Because he's a servant of the Lord just like you. So when you help a righteous man, you will find the reward, understand? But read on.
Right.
Verse 3. Him that is always occupied in evil.
So I can read that again, you kind of cut out. So I can
Ecclesiasticus 12, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
There can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil.
So there you go. So no good can come to anyone who is always occupied in evil, always trapping and selling drugs to his people, man. Selling drugs to pregnant sisters, you understand? Selling drugs to whoever it may be that will fill his pockets, you understand? Destroying his community and whoring out his sisters, man. You know, dealing with a sister and throwing her away, man. You understand? Always loving white women and always loving the oppressor in some way, form, or fashion. Always somehow benefiting the enemies and their agenda rather than your people, man. You understand? Rather than doing what is right. No good can come from that person, man. You understand? No good, you know what I mean? No good can come from a brother who's just selling drugs, or taking drugs, and then believe that he can just come into school. He's one day gonna, you know what I mean? He's just gonna roll up in the school and then just get money and do whatever. Nah, that's not how it works. You understand? There's an order of things. You understand? And when brothers and sisters choose to live a certain path, the Lord will have the Lord will shine his judgment upon them. You understand? You will see their tribulation and their trials. Even if they're living good at the time, the Lord will have something for them, man. And no good can come to them, man. They think making money and flossing and living good is living good, and that's good coming to them. But that's not good, man, because around the corner there's something coming, man. You understand? Around the corner, wherever it may be, something will catch you. If the Lord said the time is up, he'll give the order and those orders will be followed, man. There's angels itching to kill. Just like you understand? Angels are itching to kill a brother, you understand? Itching to follow that command at drop of a hat. And so a brother that's occupied in evil, there can never be good for him, because why? The Lord will be against him after a period of time. The Lord have his mercy, and the brother will have an opportunity to do well. But if he's always occupied in evil, then he's heard the word of the Lord, and he's heard this, and he's heard that, You know what I mean? There's a judgment for that, man. So I can read on.
Quran Khan. No to him that giveth no alms.
So him that giveth no alms, meaning what? If, for example, with the school now, you understand? There's brothers and sisters who are not on the front line, who are not in here in all black, or they're not, you know what I'm saying? There's brothers and sisters who don't pay, you know what I mean, who are not in here on the front line doing camp or doing classes or, you understand, doing the work of the Lord. But they are brothers and sisters who watch online and they give their alms, they give their free will, you know what I'm saying? They give their money, you understand? Their donations, they support, you understand? There's brothers who even, there's sisters and brothers in Brixton actually, one time before, and this summer just passed, when we was out, when we was able to go out on camp, you understand? And it was quite hot. There was a sister who donated water, and she donated some food as well. But she's just a random, we don't know who the sister is, but she's sister that sees us online and watches us online, and she saw us and she came and she donated some stuff. That's her giving alms. She's helping out the priests and prophets of the Lord, you know, in her own way. Now she may not be in the school, and you know, she may not be among one of us, but there are people online who donate to the school. You understand? There's people online who pay their tithes to come out and join YAHANNA, as is right, and they should. You understand? And these people who are giving alms, man, these are people who are sincere. Read on.
Quran verse 4. Give to the godly man and help not the sinner.
So understanding and helping not a sinner, you understand? Sinners, and as we all know, they come in all shapes and sizes, you understand? But we are going to be sincere in our approach, and we're not going to be foolish, because we cannot see every single thing that goes on, but we can see what is clear in front of our eyes, you understand? Right. If you're a brother who's sincere, you know what I mean, we're going to find out, we're going to know, you understand? But if you're a brother who's wicked and always occupying evil, as the scripture said, you understand? We are not to give to a sinner, man, you understand? Someone that is consistently doing their wicked deeds and living a certain lifestyle that is evident, you understand? You know a man's bait, and you know they can't even hide what they're doing, they can't even hide how they're living. It's just like what it is, you understand? Well, that's the type of man that you don't give to, man, you understand? That's the type of man you understand. Listen, man, you understand his lifestyle and what he's doing, how he's living. You don't give for that, man. You don't give for that, brother. Read on.
Quran verse 5. Do well unto him that is lowly, but give not unto the ungodly. Hold back thy bread, and give it not unto him.
So we are to hold back our bread, man. You understand? Because there's brothers and sisters that you can see, and you know they are wicked. You understand? You understand? You know what they're about. You know what he's about. Everyone on the block knows him. Everyone on the road knows him, what he's about, how he lives. Now he may be cool with you. You understand? You understand? He may be cool with you, and every time he sees you, he bigs you up and everything. But he knows, as well as I know, that we live in two different worlds, and we can be at peace. But right. we can't gel together though. We can't roll together, like, you understand? We're not the same thing. We're two different things, and we both know that. But right. Me knowing who he is, all I could do in anyone's office is to know that, listen, I know what you're about, but I can show you the way to come out of that. I can help you and show you the alternative to that. You understand? But I'm not gonna go ahead and give you money and support your cause. No, you understand? I'm not gonna go ahead and throw food at you and support you and feed you like that. Nah. But I'm gonna show you there is a way other than that. You understand? I'm gonna show you that both in my actions, in my life, and in my words and what we teach. You understand? Read on.
Let the overmaster be thereby. Else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for the good thou shalt have done unto him.
So you shall receive, because you given to him, knowing what he's about, knowing his wickedness. You understand? You will receive double the judgment from what he has done, man. So you knowing what he's done, you rewarding his wickedness, you will receive something greater, man. You understand? You will receive some form. You understand? You will find judgment that day because you understand that there's some people that you should not help, man. There are some brothers and sisters that you cannot help because the only way to truly help them is to watch, is to observe them and show them, but you can't stop them from doing what they're gonna do. But you can never aid them in doing what they do, man. You can aid them to do well, but you cannot aid them to continue in their wickedness, man. And read that again, Salakia.
Ecclesiastes 12, verse 5. Do well, Salakia. Yeah, verse 5. Do well unto him that is lowly. Give not thy bread to the ungodly. Hold back thy bread, and give it not unto him, lest he overmaster thee thereby. For else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good thou shalt have done unto him.
You receive twice as much evil, man. You understand? Read on.
Verse 6. For the Most High hateth sinners.
Nah, man. He loves the sinner and hates the sin. Read that again.
For the Most High hateth sinners.
So when you heard in the Christian church that God he loves the sinner and hates the sin, that was a damn lie, man. You understand?
That's right.
Your Christian pastor is a filthy sinner, man. You understand? Right. Your Muslim leader, your imam, and your leader of your fake Israelite group, they are sinners, man. And the Lord hates them, man. You understand? There is no in between. There is no halfway on the fence. Nah, man. It's one. You have a one side or the other, man. And the Lord hateth sinners, man. You understand? The Lord hateth those Christian pastors who rob the people and to teach people that the Lord's done away with. Teach what is contrary to our King, what he taught. Understand? Teach what is contrary. Teach him white Jesus, man. Teach him that Christmas and Easter and New Year's, man. Teaching these false heresies and unclean pagan traditions, man. You understand? Teaching these things that are not of the Lord. You are a sinner, man. And the Lord hateth sinners, man. You just read it right there. The Lord didn't say he didn't like them or he cries when they do things. No, he said he hates them, man. And if you know anything about the God of this Bible is a man of war, man. That's why you find wars and war-torn countries and death and destruction. And you've got these little Iranian and Arab little pitney them on TV talking about the war and all this, and they want to be donated for Christmas and some nonsense like that. Listen, man, the Lord set judgment upon those nations, man. The Lord set and allowed war upon these nations, man. And just like how those war over there in the east, the same way that in the times to come, that these lands that we dwell in the west, we shall find the same thing, man, if not worse. You understand? These lands will see and find the same judgment and worse. These nations that are living good and doing well in their little rulership, they will find that judgment because the Lord is not no fairy tale white guy with blue eyes and blonde hair and smiling at everybody and giving everybody a kiss. Nah, man. He is a Lord of judgment and war. And, you know what I mean? He hateth sinners, man. So when you choose and desire the things that are unclean, and yet you've heard of the knowledge of the Lord and the I.S.U.P.K, and you have rejected it, the Lord has got something for you, man. You understand? It's nothing that we can do. We're only the messengers. We only show what the Lord is about and how we're supposed to be. But when the Lord understands what you're about and you've made your decision and you've chosen your side, because there's no neutral party. You know, like in war, right? You have a nation, another nation, and they're at war together. And in between that nation, there's different nations that are trying to be neutral, not involved in the war. It's impossible with the Lord. There's no such thing as a neutral party with the Most High. It's just you either picking his side or his side. It's simple like that. You pick a side. There's no neutral party. It's just you with him or you with us. It's like that. You understand? And that's how the Lord is, man. So like you read on.
Verse 6. And will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment.
So there you go, man. The Lord will repay vengeance, man, The Lord will repay vengeance upon them that choose to live this way, man. That choose to hate and destroy themselves and their people, man. You understand? The Lord will do these things, man. The Lord will bring about these levels of judgment upon the earth, man. You understand? Read on.
Verse 7. Give unto the good and help not the sinner.
You understand? Help not the sinner, man. You understand? It is something that at first, when you come to the truth and you have that zeal and you want to help your brothers and sisters, it will evade your mind. You'll just be like, oh, he's a brother, let's help him. But when you understand that, listen, man, if brothers and sisters ask, and this is the thing, this is why in UPK we have a food drive and they have to give a donation if possible, you understand? Because they will understand the plight. And through us giving them food and showing us the love of the Lord, we can then show them the truth and give them the understanding of their heritage and the way they should be living. But we're not going to go out of our way to go and give to the man that's trapping on the corner, man, and destroying his people. And throwing away his sisters, man. No, we're not going to do that. But we are going to do what is right and be that place of sanctuary to feed the people. Because people, back in the Christian church, they believe that our people can live off prayers. They can't. They need food and water, man. They need to survive. They need to be alive and be fed. They need their bills paid. And Command Junior YAHANNA provides that, man. Command Junior YAHANNA provides that food and clothing and water and shelter. You understand? But not to everybody. You understand? Only people that are sincere and are trying to do better and are trying to mold themselves to the ways of their fathers, man, not to the ways of the oppressor. There's a difference. You understand? Read on.
Verse 8. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity.
So, meaning what? You meet someone, right? And you doing what? You making money, you eating good, right? And there's someone that comes along and you can't test them if you're your friend. You can't say, he's my friend because you had money at that time. So when you're eating good, it's easy for people it's easy for people to befriend you when you're doing well for yourself, you understand? But an enemy cannot be hidden in time of tribulation. When you're suffering and going through it, that's when you will find who your enemies are and who is your true friend, who is truly your friend to you. Read on.
Verse 9. In the prosperity of a man's enemies, Salakia, in the prosperity of a man's enemies will be grieved, but in his adversity, even a friend will depart.
So, now listen, in your prosperity, you understand, the enemy is grieved, meaning what? Like in the world, you understand? Brothers may be doing well for themselves and get a really good job, or I don't know, get a great job, get really paid, drive a nice whip, have a big family, and then their true enemies are going to be, it's going to grieve them. It's going to make them angry because you're doing well for yourself. That's an enemy, man. That's a wicked. That's not brotherhood. You understand? Brotherhood is, if your brother's doing well for himself, you're going to be happy, man. You understand? You're going to be happy for him. You understand? But the enemy is going to be, listen, man, he's driving a better car than me. No, man, F him, man. You know what I mean? He's got a better job than me. F him, man. That's wicked, you understand? And that's something we see in our communities too often, man. That's the mindset of self-hatred. You know what I mean? Someone that looks just like you is doing well for themselves. That should fill you for the pride and happiness that someone of your people is doing well. But it shouldn't make you want to attack them and be an adversary to them. Nah. But read that last bit again about the friend. What was it?
Verse 9. In the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved. But in his adversity, even a friend will depart.
So in his adversity now when the brother is suffering and going through it, what he thought was his friends, they're gone, man. They're out of it. They're like, I can't help you, man. You know what I mean? You're on your own. That's a wickedness, man. You understand? Again, another thing we see in the communities, man. Someone that you thought was your friend, now when you're suffering, you need somewhere to stay, you need something to eat. You know what I mean? Now your friends that you thought was your friends, they're gone about their business. You understand? Read on.
Khan. Verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Mm-hmm.
For like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
So you understand? Our enemies are clear to us, man. You understand? Now we have enemies of our nation, which are the heathens, and we have enemies of our people. You understand? We are referring to the enemies of our nation here. You understand? Because we are not willing to trust them, man. You understand? But at the same time, the enemies of your people that commit wickedness against you, like the wicked of the world, man. People that are trapping and selling drugs and are quick to kill their brothers. You understand? You can't trust them. You understand? You can't be foolish. You have to be wise and sensible, man. These are destroyed people. He is your brother, and you will deal with him according to our laws. But you're not going to be no Christian. You're not going to be no punk. You understand? You're going to understand that. Listen, man. You can't trust certain man. You can't trust these mans in the world. Listen, man. They'll kill you in a heartbeat because why? They are indoctrinated of the mark of the beast, man. They are indoctrinated by Christianity and white supremacy, which makes them feel in their head subconsciously that I can kill him. He's just a nigga like me. I can kill him, man. I don't care about whatever this and that. There's nothing holding them from killing you, man. Because the Christian church teaches you to do whatever feels good, man. You understand? And likewise, with our oppressors and the heathens, we cannot trust. This is why we have to understand about giving to brothers and sisters. You understand? Giving to those of our brothers and sisters in the world who do not understand the truth and the laws of our fathers, man. You understand? We cannot trust them. We can only trust what is one West. You understand? We can only govern ourselves by what is one West and what is given to us under the sound doctrine. But our brothers in the Christian church, you can't put your trust in him. You can't put your trust in the fake Israelite group, man. You understand? You can't trust them, man. Them niggas is shady, man. You understand? They serve Baal, man. They serve their enemies, man. You understand? They serve our enemy, the enemies of our power, man. You understand? And so wisdom would make us govern who we give to and understanding what brotherhood is. Brotherhood is not aiding our people in their unrighteousness and their foolishness. Brotherhood is aiding our people in guiding them to righteousness and also aiding all those that are sincere and in need. You understand? Now we have the programs there, we have the place for them, whether they be wicked or they're sincere. You understand? But regardless, we're not going to be punks. We're not going to be Christians. You understand? We're going to be sensible and wise in how we do things because we all was in the world at one time. We know how things go. You understand? And that's another misconception that is taught by the Christian church is that when you serve the Lord, you have to be some retarded ignoramus who just smiles at everybody and everybody's happy. And that's what they've been taught to believe what serving the Most High is about. But really, when you serve the YAHANNA and you understand, and you serve under righteous rulership and sound doctrine, you understand that life is about war, man. And even your people can be your enemy, man. You understand? Just like King David and Solomon. Sorry, it's like King Solomon. My bad. Just like Saul and David, you know what I mean? But David was not unwise. David was not, foolish in his actions. But at the same time, he still is a brother, so he still didn't commit no vengeance against him. And that's how we should be, man. You understand? We should understand that the enemies of our people are, of course, we don't trust them. But we also must understand that these people in the church and in the world are not of the Lord, man. You understand? We are to be their correction. We are to be the vessels of teaching towards them to show them the path that they should be in. But at the same time, just because they're your brothers don't mean you put your trust in them. You understand? Your true family is in the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? That's the basis of it. You understand? So I can read on.
Slap the other one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Point two. Yeah, so came to my mind now. You were speaking. So these rebellious brothers and this rebellious men, these brothers that in the community, up to no good, they're just rebellious Christians. I just came to mind before. You know what I mean? That's just what they are.
So I can say it all the time. I didn't really. You cut out a bit.
Khan, I was saying, based on what you were saying, it's quite heavy, and so I realized that these brothers in the selling drugs and doing all those other stuff are just rebellious Christians.
Right.
Khan. Just came to my mind.
No, most that's exactly what it is, man. Most I am correct. That's a heavy point. You understand? It's true because it's the facts. You understand? Like the thing is, the misconception is that every brother that claims to be in a gang or a drug dealer, a trapper, you know what I mean, whatever you want to call them, you know what I mean, and that they commit to these things. They may claim to not be in a religion, right? But when you ask them what religion are you, they're gonna either say Christian or Muslim. Most of the time, you're gonna find Muslim or Christian, one of the two. You understand? Because that doctrine, some way, form, or fashion, teaches you that one, you can hate your people and yourself, and you're subservient to another nation of people, whether it be the Arabs or the white man. You understand? And in Islam, which is why the most drug dealers are Muslim, is because they're taught that you can kill, you can sell drugs to anyone who's not Muslim. And a lot of our brothers and sisters come out the church, and they're taught you can do what you want. There's no sin. You're forgiven for every little damn thing you do every time before you even commit the sin is forgiven, which is of course nonsense. So both of them are both taught the doctrine of Christianity in loving your oppressor and hating your people, man. You understand? And both of them are heretics, and they have become our enemy. That's why it's I.S.U.P.K versus everyone else. You understand? They are our enemies. These fake groups and the Christian church and all these Muslim mosques and these conscious community, which are cons, they're just cons. But you understand? All these people are our enemies. You understand? Now we have our people among them, but we don't trust them like that. We're not gonna Captain Tazariak is not gonna put his trust in Sarnetta. You understand? We there's a mutual understanding, and we can work together because we're not wild beasts. We're civilized beings. You understand? But he's not gonna put his trust in that man. No, you understand? He's gonna put his trust in a brother in the school, man. You understand? He's gonna put his trust in the people in the school where his family is, where his faction is. You understand? Our faction is serving the Most High Power and our King Yahushua under command General YAHANNA. That's our sound doctrine. That's the side we've chosen. Our brothers in the world have chosen another side, man. You understand? They have chosen another side. You understand? Just like in the foretime, for example, you have the Romans, right? And they besieged Jerusalem, our homeland, and enslaved and destroyed our people. But just like how we see today when blacks and Hispanics joined the military of our oppressors, well, in that time they did the same thing there too. And there was traitors among the Romans who are our people. You understand? There was Roman centurions who joined the military of our oppressors, just like today. You understand? And just like with Christianity, Islam, and drug dealers and whores and whoremongers and all the rest of it, they are our enemies, man. We do not put our trust in those people. Now we deal with our people, and we want to do better, and want to do business with them, and want to build ourselves up. We still support our people in our businesses and stuff like that. But we understand where our true allegiance lies, man. You understand?
Yeah,
go ahead.
And you mentioned, as you were mentioning, about our people will sell drugs to each other and so on and so forth. Or they say, in Islam, they'll say, sell to a non-Muslim, right? Or Islam, whatever, not faith, right? But what
Slucky,
that
say it one more time, Slucky.
okay. Right. So I'm saying in Islam, when our people join, their religion, they allow them to sell goods, but they will say don't sell to a Muslim. You can sell to non-Muslim, as you mentioned before. I'm just piggybacking off what you were saying, right? So, but the point is now, they will never sell to a Asian or Muslim or any of them anyway, even if they don't follow Islam.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they just automatically see them as they follow Islam, so they will never sell to them anyway. You get me? So who does it really fall back on for them to sell to? Their own. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. I'm right, and that's a heavy point, man. It's so true. You understand? It's true. Like even like the officer just brought up, man. You know what I mean? Like if a brother is a Muslim and he knows he don't sell drugs to Muslims, he doesn't. He asks his true brothers if they're Muslim or not. But if they're Asian or they're Indian or they're Arab or whatever the case may be, he ain't asking that. He's assuming straight away that they're not. They're his brothers. You know what I mean? That's who his allegiance is turned to, man. He has turned his back on his people, man, and he hates himself, man, and he can never achieve, he can never achieve brotherhood because he has chosen the path which is completely against his bloodline, man. His entire people. He can never commit brotherhood because he is an enemy to his own. You understand? And that's a heavy point where you brought up, man. It's so true. It's a heavy point. So like okay, can you read on, Babkashah?
Hold on, verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And
so now,
thou,
Talakia. Yeah, go ahead.
And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away.
Right. So you understand, our enemies, man, they will just like iron will rust, you understand? And just the same way as that, their wickedness will show through, you understand? You can never wipe away the rust. You understand? Unless they choose to okay, so now we're talking about enemies, right? We're talking about our people, we're talking about brotherhood. Right now here, the enemy is, again, I'm talking about both our people and our true enemies, you understand? But right now we're talking about our people. Our people can choose, and they and the mindset is this. Because they think they see you're in the truth and they see what you're about, and you're about blacks and Hispanics and all the rest of it, and they believe in their minds that because you're a godly, you serve the Most High, and their image of a godly man is someone that's smiling and stupid and give you money every minute. That's the mindset that they may take as well. Those brothers in the world that are knowledgeable about you and how you think, they will take advantage of that, man. You understand? They'll make you a punk. They'll try to say, "Oh, your brothers, man, help out your brothers and this and that," and then they will just come to you for food. They'll come around for the food drive. They'll come around for, for some money here and there, and they'll run about their business and go commit wickedness. You understand? This is something that will happen because if we are not trained correctly, if we are not wise to the facts, we would allow that to happen, man. You understand? We will allow people that are in the world to abuse the priests and prophets of the Lord, and you understand that we must understand the UPK that we come from a great pedigree, man. We come from a great pedigree of priests and prophets of the Lord, and we are taught better than that. You understand? We know better than that. We are no Christians, man. We're not to be taken the piss out of or no bamboozled. You know what I'm saying? If you choose to serve your oppressors and hate your people, you understand, by committing to these falsehoods and religions and heresies, just know that we are not the same. You understand? You are out on the outside, we're on the inside. Now you are family still. We have opportunities for you. There's an opportunity and a path that you can take, and we can guide you to that path. But we're not gonna be fools. You understand? We're not gonna be anybody's fool. You understand? We're not gonna allow anyone to take abuse and to infiltrate us like that. You understand? We will keep to the sound doctrines of our fathers, but we are no cowards. We will not allow the enemies of our nation, nor the enemies among our people, to bamboozle us. And the I.S.U.P.K. since 1969 has kept and upkept that discipline and order. You know what I'm saying? Since that which was passed down from the elders since 1969. You understand? And today we do the same thing under Command John YAHANNA. You understand? We make sure we understand who is with us and who is against us, man. You understand? And these fake Israelite groups and serving their falsehoods and their heresies and their conspiracy theories and all the Christians, all the rest of it, they are our enemies, man. They are the enemies of our people. They are currently our enemies, man. You understand? They have an opportunity, unlike our true enemies, the heathens, to come and change. But regardless, you are an outsider, man. You know what I'm saying? There can only be one West, and the I.S.U.P.K. is not affiliated with any other group. Now, these other groups, there are people in there. You understand? There are people out in these other groups. They are in there. You understand? Many of them. And they're the ones that give us the most trouble. That's why we're not affiliated with any other group. Because what we teach and what we're about is contrary to everything in this world, man. Even the multitude of our people who are so confused and destroyed. This is what we must understand. But so like read on.
Come, verse 12. Set him not by thee. When he has overthrown thee, he standeth up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand. Lest he seek to take your seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith.
That's right, man. You understand? We must always remember these things, man. And we've witnessed this among our people, man. When we allow the heathen, for example, to dwell among us and be at our right hand, what do they tend to do? What did the Irish do when there was the signs about no Irish, no blacks, no dogs, right? What did the Irish do? They were at our right hand. We was going through it together, so we fought. And then the Irish received something that we did not, and they were better. They were good. And what they do about us when they received these good jobs and these nice areas to live in? What happened to us? Oh, we just left in the ghetto, man. You understand? They gained what we should have gained, and they took our place. You understand? And just like the East Indians, when they come into our communities, they do the same thing. When they come with their Islam, they replace our things, our structures that we built for ourselves, and they put their mosques there, and they take over the businesses, and they take over all the wealth, and we're just left there with nothing. You understand? And with these false groups and the Christianity and all the rest of it, this is what will happen as well, man. That's why the U.P.K. does not sit by anybody else. That's why we are not affiliated with anybody else. That's why we're not friend, pally with everybody else. You understand? We are civilized and decent. We can have a conversation. We can have a debate. We're good. But you understand? We can have a battle. But listen, we are not sitting side by side in unity. Nah. The only true unity is to come back to the I.S.U.P.K. If you're in a fake Israelite group, man, and you are of the 12 tribes, you're not some heathen that they let in. Understand that the true unity is when you come back home, man. The true unity is you coming back home under Command John YAHANNA, man, and come back to the true service of the Lord. That's the only true unity is found in anywhere on this earth, man, among blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. You understand? When you come back in here, none else. There's no other place where you can have unity because they are teaching falsehoods and heresies, and they are unauthorized to teach.
Right.
The only true unity is found here. Go ahead.
It's lucky other one as well. The Jewish in America. When the Jewish man was down, and the black people in America, they used to be amongst them, and then same as you just mentioned with the Irish, as soon as they get up, they're gone, man. You don't see them again.
Right.
Same with the Jewish man in America, man. They was amongst our people over there, and as soon as they got up and got reparations, and they would have got some of African, money and shit, and then boom, they're gone, man. Turn the back on them.
That's right, man. Straight up, man. That's the hardcore truth right there, man. Our enemies have always shown us that they are not to be with us, man. You understand? And likewise with these other fake groups and all the rest of it, we do not let them sit by us. They're not to our right hand. We only look about who's in here. That's what we look to, the people among our rank and our system and our order and our structure, man. We don't look to anybody else. We don't lean on nobody else. Nah. We just deal with what's in here. You understand? We don't let them sit by us, because what they'll do is they'll try to impose their falsehoods and their heresies and their doctrines. And then twos now, all you see is another Joy Morgan because of their foolishness, man. You understand? And we will not stand for that, man. Not in here, not under command in YAHANNA. We will never stand for such things, man. But Salaki, if you jump to if you give me Matthew chapter 5 and verse 29, Babu Kishar. You understand? We in here in the I.S.U.P.K have a duty, man, a sole duty to show our people the true honor and strength of the Lord, man. The true place and the true rightful leaders of the Lord, and the true guidance system of how to go about, you know what I'm saying? How to govern ourselves in these lands that we dwell in, man. You understand?
Matthew 5:22.
Just like at 29, yeah?
29, Matthew 5, verse 29. And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not the whole body should be cast into that the whole body should be cast into hell.
That's right. You understand? So it is better that if our eye offend us or our right hand offend us, we cut it off, man. We pluck out our eye, we cut off our arm. You know why? Because it is better that we be all destroyed, the whole body be destroyed, than to allow heretics to destroy what was built. You understand? And the same thing, just like the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? False heretics wanted to teach rape, wanted to teach loving heathens and eating swine's flesh and all manners of uncleanness, and teach water baptism. You understand? And then what happened? They were plucked out, man. They were cut off. You understand? They went and ran about their business. You know what I'm saying? And they went and did their foolishness somewhere else. And then they found their judgment and their error. You understand? But the UPK is the same thing. You understand? When we come up in here, we want to keep it one West, man. You understand? We don't want to know heresies. We don't know heathens up in here. You understand? Nothing like that. You understand? And with us and among ourselves, whatever is now among ourselves in the battle within ourselves as individuals, you understand? Whatever wickedness that tries to tempt us, or people that we may be around that are in the world that may try to tempt us into going back and doing the same things we used to do. Now, there's nothing wrong with visiting family in the world or visiting friends in the world. Nothing wrong with that. But when they are an offense, how they live, they're smoking right in front of you, breathing the smoke in your face, and sniffing something, I don't know, you know what I mean, whatever it may be, you understand, whatever they may be committing that will offend you and tempt you to leave, you should cut it off, man. That's when you should cut it off. That's when you should not deal with that, you understand? Because there's brothers and sisters that we may know in the world who are not enemies of us, or family, or whatever the case. They're not, and we talk to them, they're cool, you understand? They're respectful. But there are some who are not respectful, and they want to pal you up, friend you up, you know what I mean? And then what will happen is they will either try to disrespect what you about and try to tempt you, or you'll be dishonoring yourself and trying to beg them up. So trying to every time you see them want to show them this, show them that, show them this, show them that. But meanwhile, we should not do that. We should give them the opportunity to want to learn. Now we can open the book and show them this and that and that. And this when you first meet them, that's fine. But if they are not on their own accord wanting to come towards you and learn and come here in the school and learn properly, sincerely on their own accord, then we're not going to beg no one. We're not begging no one to come in here, man. You understand? In the UPK, we don't do with quantity. We do with quality. You understand? And so generally in our lives, we know people in the world. We want to teach them, and that's fine. You want to teach them that it's what you're supposed to do. But every time, if there's someone that's not listening, and every time you see them, you want to beg them to come, basically like begging them to come in. We don't do that, you understand? We don't do that in here because we deal with quality, man. Among the few, just like in the time of Godiah one and Gideon, you understand? When he had 300 men out of thousands that were with him, but those 300 were of quality, man, just like the UPK, you understand? And you know what I mean, like with the eye and the hand, you understand? If people are an offense and they want you to have those thoughts and reminisce of the world and make you want to commit to the same actions as one time before, that's when you should cut them off because they are on the fence, you understand? But read on.
Verse, and if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off. And cut thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that the whole body should be cast into hell.
They're right. You understand? It's better that you lose that friend in the world that was tempting you than you and him go down the fire. You understand? You go down in the grave. You understand? And face the judgment of the Lord. It's better that, listen, man, you just cut off and you just do your thing, rather than you both suffering the judgment of the Lord, man. You understand? But so like, if you get me Luke chapter 14 and verse 25, Babu Kashar. You understand? And this all goes into the brotherhood and the understanding of loving ourselves, because when we love ourselves and we love our people, these are things that will confuse us, and some things that will come up. They have to come up. It's just, you got people that you know in the world, you got people that you know the truth, and it's just known that there's a fine line between righteous and unrighteous. And so, and when you're helping your people, there's a way to do it. You understand? Because you could be, like you read in Ecclesiasticus, you could be aiding someone and assisting them in their wickedness. You understand? And we have to be careful of that, because we don't affiliate ourselves with such things. You understand? We you know what I mean? We have to stand in the midst, even if we're around them at that time. We have to be that light in the midst of all that darkness around us. You understand? But yeah, read that when you got it, yeah? Well, sure.
Luke 14, verse.
Oh, so like yeah, Luke 14 and verse 25, yeah?
Luke 14, verse 25.
Come on.
And there went great multitude with him, and he turned and said unto them, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple.
So here our king Yahassha Mashiach, you understand? He's showing us here that, listen, man, if you love anything before the Most High, you're not worthy to serve him, man. You understand? Anything, your family, your friends in the world, your loved ones, your children even, you understand? Anything, man. Just remember that the Lord requires you. That is before all of those things, man. You understand? Anything that we do, our work or anything, man. You understand? Anything it may be. If you do not hate them for the Lord, then listen, man, you're not worthy to serve our King, man. You understand? Because he said we must. Even said to a brother, you can't even bury your father, man. You can't even say bye to your children, man. You know what I mean? You should just come and serve the Lord, man. And that's how the mindset we should have. The mindset we should have is the main priority in our lives should be how we can serve the Lord, how we can put our full force, you know what I mean, towards it. And obviously we have other things that we need to do in our lives, but this is a priority, man. This comes before all that, you understand? Read on.
Come. Verse 28. For which of you intending to build a tower?
Oh, Salakia. If you jump to verse 33, Bob Kashar.
Luke 14, verse 33. So likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsaketh not all that he have, he cannot be my disciple.
There you go, man. You understand? Whosoever of you that forsaketh not all that you have, meaning you're not willing to throw away everything that you have to serve our King, You understand? And so the Most High power, you understand? Listen, man, you cannot be in the service of the Lord, man. And those Christian pastors could never do that, man. You understand? You understand? Those Christian pastors and people in these fakers, these leaders of these fakers like groups who are embezzling money from the people and doing all the rest of it, no different from the Christian church. You understand? They can't do that, man. Now they are able, they have the opportunity to do it, but really, they're not going to do it. You understand? Because why? They are not worthy, man. They are unworthy and unauthorized they're unauthorized to teach, and they are not worthy to serve the Lord, man. To try to serve Him how it is truly written. You understand? In sincerity and in the truth, they can't do it, man. You understand? So I can read on.
Quran, verse 34. Salt is good, but if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be seasoned?
So there you go, man. You understand? If the salt has lost its flavor, meaning if the brother or sister has lost what the Lord gave them, man, has lost the righteousness and the correct flavor and mindset, man, then wherewith what are we gonna season with, man? You can't use that salt to season this earth, man. That salt has lost its flavor and it's useless. You understand? And that's what we find in the Christian church, man. That's what you find with these rich and famous, you know, so-called these religious leaders of today. Just like in the foretime, they have no salt, man. You understand? Now it is a very rare thing, but it's not impossible for someone like that to turn away. But it's very unlikely. You understand? Because they have lost their salt, they've lost their flavor, or they've lost their soul, man. They hate all that the Lord gave them, the greatness that the Lord gave them. They hate it because they want to serve their oppressor, man. You understand? So look, if you give me Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7, Bob Kashar.
Galatians 6 verse 7. 6 verse 7. Be not deceived. Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he reap.
So be not deceived, yeah. The Most High power, our power, is not mocked, man. You understand? He is not mocked. There is no man, woman, or child who can come up in a school and believe that they can live a life of wickedness and still bring shame upon the school. It's impossible. You understand? There is no man, woman, or child that will be in the position to bring shame upon what the Lord set up. You understand? You cannot mock the Lord. You cannot have someone, you know what I mean? Now, in these fake groups, you will find, and we have found many of their so-called prophets. You understand? These false prophets in these fake groups and the Christian church and all the rest of it, and all the mosque. We found many of them to be false and caught in the act of their unrighteousness. You understand? In many ways, like with the IOIC, like with the GMS, like with the GOCC, like with the Christian church, the Muslim mosque, the Nation of Islam. All of them have been found to be false. Right? You're not going to find that in the I.S.U.P.K. because the Lord is not mocked. You can't be in the place of the Lord and be a hindrance to the point where you are saying you're UPK, blah blah blah, and then there's like a video of you doing this while you're in the UPK. Nah, it doesn't work like that. There's no brother's gonna come in here and say, listen, man, I was trapping and doing this while I was in the. It's not possible. You understand? The Lord is not mocked. The Lord will fight. The Lord will never have you in a position to disgrace Him or what He set up. You understand? The Lord is not mocked. You understand? Read on.
Quran Khan. For he that soweth to the flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the spirit of the spirit reap life everlasting.
So there you go, man. Whatever you reap, it's like whatever you sow in the earth, whatever you plant, you understand, whether it be a fruit of good or of evil, that will you have. The harvest time will come. You understand? If you want to sow and plant wicked seed into the earth, and commit things of vile things that are not of the Lord, you understand? Harvest season will come and you have to reap of the plant that you planted, you understand? One day you have to get your sickle and cut that plant, and you have to harvest that thing, man. And whatever it may be that you planted, that's what you have to reap. That's what you have to harvest, you understand? And whatever, read that again, Slack, the last bit, Slack.
Come on. Galatians 6, verse 7. Be not deceived. Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he reap. For he that soweth to the flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption.
Right.
And he that soweth to the spirit shall of the spirit reap life everlasting.
So when you sow the seed of righteousness, you will reap of the harvest righteous fruits, man. You understand? You understand? But when you sow wickedness on this earth, man, you will have to reap up that wickedness, man. You have to find, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, but one day you have to buck up around the corner and you're gonna find out that whole tree that you planted, man. Now you have to deal with it. You have to deal with the fruits of that tree that you planted. You understand? Read on.
Verse 9. And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not.
So there you go, man. And this is so heavy because you know what? Let us not be weary in good doings, man, in good deeds, man, in our righteousness, man. Let us not be weary of serving the Lord and being an adversary to everyone else, man. Let us not be weary in being contrary to everything around us, man. Let us stand strong to the end, to the death, you understand? To the very death, let us stand strong. Because why? If we do not faint and run away and forsake our oath and drop our swords, we will find a great harvest, man. We will reap greatly, man. We will find what is great and what is good, you understand? We will reap that great harvest of righteousness and rulership over this earth, man. You understand? And that's why we must understand that true brotherhood is not about, it boils down to simple things like looking at yourself in the mirror and do you appreciate and love what the Lord gave you? Are you about the Lord's business, man? You understand? And in that, that's how you will know if you can love your people and if you can be sincere in here. You understand? And that's why we must stand strong until the end, man. Because if not us, then who will, man? You understand? Yeah. Who will, man? I mean, these other groups and all these other fake. I mean, who's going to stand for what is true and solid? And what other place does not compromise in their teachings, man? What other place does not bend the knee and trim their ways? Like you know what I'm saying? There's no other place that brings the truth out boldly, and that no other place that is authorized to teach this truth, man. You understand? There's only the men in the I.S.U.P.K who are authorized to teach this truth and to speak so boldly as we do, without a care in the world, man. Just as our King did, YAHANNA, you understand? But there is no other place that will do that. They will some way compromise or defile themselves in what they say and do. Always. And that's a fact. You understand? So like if you give me Matthew 25 and verse 40, Bob Kashar.
Matthew 25 verse 40.
Sorry.
Matthew 25 verse 40. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what the hour your Lord doth come.
So I can read it again. So I can.
Matthew 24.
So 25, yes. Matthew 25 verse 40, yeah.
So Matthew 25 verse 40. And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily, I say unto you, inasmuch as you have done it unto the least of my brethren, you have done it unto me.
You understand? And that's what we must remember, you understand? In all things, man. To the least, to the lowest Israelite brother, man. We have to remember that we have done it unto our King, you understand? So if we was to commit unrighteousness towards our people, we have done it unto our King, you understand? That's something we must all remember. If we've done something good, then we've done good, and then we've done good unto the Lord. But if we have done wickedly and unrighteously, then remember that the Lord always says, you understand, that that will be done unto him, to the least. You understand? Read on.
Quran, verse 41. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, depart from me, you cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared
There you go, man.
for the devil and his angels.
That's right, man. Prepare for the devil and his angels, man. You understand? Prepare for the judgment of the Lord, man. You understand? You understand? The judgment of the Lord, which will come upon the heads of those who forsake their people, man, and forsake their brethren, man. You understand? Who forget about brotherhood and the loving the brotherhood and the sisterhood of the scriptures, man. Forget about their people, where they come from, man. You understand? They will face the judgment and the fire, man. You understand? So like if you jump to John 13 and verse 34.
Come on. John 13. John 13, 44.
Yeah, 34, yeah, come on.
John 13, 34. And a new commandment I give unto you, that you love one another as I have loved you, that you also love one another.
So can you read that again?
Come. John 13, verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you, that you love one another as I have loved you, that you also love one another.
That's right, man. We have to love one another as a people, man. And there is a way to do that, man. You understand? It doesn't mean, you know what I mean, every black man you see, you're gonna throw money at him. That's not what it means. But you teach them according to the laws of our fathers, man. The love of the Bible, the love of our King is the commands of the Lord, man. And you teach them what is right, and you give them according to their have need, according to who they are and what they're about. You understand? What we teach, we are here to help and to teach righteousness, man. You understand? And that's how we show our love to our people, man. We give them the true love of the scriptures. You know what I mean? By how we are governed, man. You understand? Read on.
Quran. Verse 35. By this shall all men know that you are my disciples, if you love one to another.
That's right, man. That's how you know if you're a disciple of our King, YAHANNA, man. When you love one another, man. You understand? When you love one another according to the scriptures, according to how we are governed and where we're commanded to be. You understand? And so like if you jump to Matthew 18 and verse 21, Bokasha.
Matthew 18, verse 21. Then came Peter unto him and said, Lord, how often shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times. Yahushua saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 77 times, or 70 times 7. 70 times 7.
So basically, he asked, how many times to forgive my brother for his transgression, blah, blah. He said 70 times, you understand? So he said basically forever, you understand? This is a period of time where, you know what I'm saying, you just keep forgiving your brother, man. We are commanded to forgive our people, our neighbors, according to the children of our people forever, man, you understand? We forgive them, but we understand we're not simple in understanding that we're not going to put ourselves in the same position to fall prey unto whatever they may do, because if brothers and sisters in the world, you know, they're gonna do it again, you know. So they're gonna try and do something, you understand? Because they're in the world and they have chosen the path of our adversary, you understand? But we still are commanded to govern ourselves a certain way and to be governed and understand how we deal with one another, man, and how we treat one another. And we always give our brothers that level of mercy, because the same way that we forgive our brothers, it's the same way that our King will forgive us. You understand? Read on.
Salakia. I've lost what.
Oh no, so verse Matthew 18, verse 22, I believe.
No, Salakia. 22, is it? Yahushua, Salakia, yeah. Matthew 18, 22. Yahushua saith unto him, Salakia, verse 23. Therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain king, which would take account of his servants. And when he had begun to reckon, one was brought unto him, which owed him 10,000 talents. But for so much as he had not to pay, his Lord commanded him to be sold, and his wife and children, and all that he had, and payment to be made. The servant therefore fell down and worshipped him, saying, Lord, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. Then the Lord of that servant was moved with compassion, and loosed him, and forgave him the debt. But the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants which owed him 100 pence. And he laid hands on him and took him by the throat, saying, Pay me that you owe. Salakia, pay me that thou owest. 29. And his servant fellow fell down at his feet and besought him, saying, Have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. And he would not, but went and cast him into prison till he should pay the debt. Verse 31. So then his fellow servants saw what was done. They were very sorry, and came and told unto their Lord all that was done. Then his Lord, after that he had called him, and said unto him, O thou wicked servant, I forgave thee all the debt, because thou desirest me. Shouldest not thou also have had compassion on thy fellow servant, even as I had pitied thee? And his Lord was wroth, and delivered him to the tormentors, till he should pay all that was due unto him.
So now they hear it first. You understand? The kingdom of heaven is as unto this: a king that has a debt for one of his servants, and he had mercy upon that servant. You understand? Just the servant that he had mercy upon is us. You understand? We have mercy from the Most High in our debts that we had to pay, and he put them away. He resolved or absolved. I think, what's the word? Absolved the debts. Whatever. But did he put the debts away? You understand? And so I can say again.
Resolve.
That's it. Resolve. Most High Christ. Yeah, man. So he resolved the debts that he was to pay, and now when it came to him, now he had a servant. He's someone under him. And he did not forgive him, man, you understand? And now the Lord, the king brought judgment, you understand? The point is this: the same way that the Lord forgives us, we should forgive our brothers. That's basically what it's saying, you understand? Because otherwise, you know what? The Lord will see that, man. The Lord will see that when the Lord has given you such mercy and forgiveness, you understand, yourself, and then you look upon your brothers and look down upon them and don't give them that level of mercy and the same level of, you understand, compassion, then you will be judged by those things, man. You understand? Right. And that's how we should be all as a nation of people, man. We should all be as that, man. We should all be compassionate to one to another, according to our laws, man. According to the government of our fathers, which are the laws and commandments that was given unto our foreparents, you understand? And that's how we should all be, man. To remember that the Lord had mercy upon us and forgave us. So now we should forgive our brothers, man. Now we should not look down on our brothers and mistreat them and abuse them, man. You understand? What time now? Okay, no sweat. Okay. If you get me if you get me first fucking also. Yeah, Matthew chapter 6 and verse 14, Bokasha.
Come on. Matthew 6, Salakia 14.
Come.
For if you forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you.
But there you go, man. You understand? The Heavenly Father will, same thing, you know what I'm saying? The same, this is a precept, you understand? If you forgive men their trespasses, then the Heavenly Father will forgive you, man. The same way, just like you read through, you understand? The same scenario that you read, the same thing, you understand? If we forgive men their trespasses, our brothers, our neighbors, which is our people, you understand? The trespass that they did against us, then the Lord will forgive us the same way. So like if you jump to Matthew 5 and verse 48, Bokasha.
Matthew 5, verse 48. Be you therefore perfect, even as the Father which is in heaven is perfect.
So we are commanded to be perfect, man. Even as our Father in heaven is perfect, you understand? We are commanded to keep what is written, man, to keep the oath that was made, you understand, and to keep the commandments, man, keep the law and fulfill the law of our foreparents, man, you understand? In forgiving our brothers, man, like we've just read, you understand? In having compassion to those who have been destroyed from this place, man, been so damaged and so tormented by this wicked place under the same boot that you are oppressed and tormented by, you understand? And that's how we're commanded to be. Not like in the Christian church where you're taught to forget about your people and forsake all that is right and good in this world and be a coward. Nah, man. We remember our brothers and we do not forsake them, you understand? We do not forsake our brothers and our people like how we're taught in the Christian church. We do not forsake our people and our brothers like how we're taught in these fake groups, man. You understand? These heretic groups. We do not forsake our people as we've been taught to do in the Muslim mosque, man. You understand? Choosing another nation of people other than our own, man. That is a vile thing, man. It is a vile thing in 2020 and nearly 2021, according to the oppressor. You understand? To even in these times, to see all that we've been through as a people, all that we've suffered, and that all that we can learn from. You understand? When our people joined the Nation of Islam and joined Islam, they destroyed the community. They started selling drugs. Christianity, forget about it. You understand? All the simplicity of Christianity that has destroyed our people, man. We cannot look upon history and look at ourselves today and still consist in being in these falsehoods and religions, man, and being a heretic, man. You understand? We have seen what wearing purple and being a homosexual does to our sisters, you understand? We've seen Joy Morgans. We've seen what being a heretic and desiring to be a rapist does to our people, man. You understand? We've seen what wearing all white and believing in conspiracy theories and loving your oppressor and at your heretic Passover, you understand, having a devil in your Passover, man. Having devils in your Passover, man. We've seen the fruits of these trees, man. You understand? But then we've also seen what is righteous and good, man. Then we've seen what is honorable and strong, which is in the I.S.U.P.K, man. You understand? Then we've seen men that have devoted their life and the cause to the sound doctrine, man. You understand? Under command and during YAHANNA, man. Doing men that are righteous and selfless, man. We have seen that. And so how in this time now, bordering their New Year's, so-called, you understand, their false God and all the nonsense, right? How can we see as blacks and Hispanics, you understand? How can we see joining Islam or Christianity or these fake groups? How can we see and not understand that these are unrighteous and erred, sinful things to be, man? You understand? It is an error and a sinful thing to choose those doctrines and those places rather than to choose your people, man. It is an error that goes contrary to what our Lord, our King YAHANNA gave us, man. You understand? And this is why the UPK is not affiliated with any other group, man. Because there is no other place on the earth which will give you this brotherhood, man. which will give you this which will give you this righteous and honorable path, and show you that, give you the keys and the knowledge of how to wield the weapon, which is called brotherhood, man, and sisterhood. You understand? There is no place on the earth like it, man. You understand? You know what I mean? Brothers in here, man, they're you know what I mean? We all different people coming from different walks of life, different worlds, man. You understand? But we all one West. That's what we do understand. We all on one accord. That's what we do understand. We do understand what is written and what we are commanded to do. And that is what we stand for in here. But when you want to be sinful and weak and love, hold on. Usage of drugs among its members. Whatever your name is, if you just repeat your question in a more informative way, so if you kind of specify, because we say drugs, what do you mean? You're talking about medicinal drugs? Or are you talking about, what type of drugs are you talking about? You're talking about cocaine, weed, crack? What are you talking about, man? Fakar, whatever your name is. If you just repeat that, if you repeat that question, if you clarify what you mean by that question. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you want to choose to love the oppressor and love these false groups and these false heretic religions, then you can never be perfect, you understand? But so like if you get me where was it? If you get me Psalms 19 and verse 7, Bob Kishar, to find out what is perfect, man, you understand? Find out what is perfect. Yeah, Mata Fakar, if you can repeat that question with more clarity. Yeah, if you can repeat that question with more clarity, because what type of drugs are you talking about here? You understand? But yeah, you understand? There is only one West, man. You understand? But when you got it, yeah?
Come on. Psalms 19. What's the verse like?
Oh, verse 7.
Come on. Psalms 19, verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
You understand? The law of our fathers, man, the law of the Most High Power is perfect, man. That is how we can achieve perfection, man, and commit to what is written in Matthew 5 and 48, man. You understand? That's how we achieve perfection, when we keep the laws of our foreparents, man, and we live up to the righteousness that is found in the I.S.U.P.K, man, and none else. That's how we can achieve perfection, man. You understand? Not by joining a heretic group, not by being in some dumb religion, serving some stone. You understand? Serving the Christian church and that wooden cross, and loving white man and loving the white Jesus and the Christmas and the paganism and all that nonsense, man. Nah, the only way is to come up in here and serve the Lord and keep to the laws of our forefathers, man. You understand? Keep to the commandments that was given to us aforetime. So, like, if you just get me last precept now, Romans chapter 12 and verse 10, Bob Kishar.
Okay. Romans 12, verse 10. Be kindly affectioned one to another with brotherly love, in honor, preferring one another.
You understand? In honor, preferring one another. You understand? That's what we must do, man. We must prefer our own, man. We must treat and have compassion unto our own. You understand? That's what we are commanded to do. Read that again, Salaki.
Romans 12, verse 10. Be kindly affectioned one to another with brotherly love, in honor, preferring one another.
That's right, man. In brotherly love, preferring our nation, man, to any other nation, man. Preferring our sisters to any other heathen woman, you understand? Preferring our people and our ways and our culture and our power than anyone else, man, you understand? And with that, pass the class over to Trooper Haki and Corral.
We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. Rules for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21. Malachi 3:8-10. Means 10th in the Hebrew. Ma'asharah. 10% of every penny, of every increase the Lord give you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest funds. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy vacations is Purim in February the 25th and 26th of February 2021. Remind Arkim and Akwaf to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband and scarf, and a margin. What's the God's friend in Hebrew? Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Shamkar.
Shamkar.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakwavka.
Malakovka.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Ratazaka.
Ratazaka.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Barataza.
Barataza.
Kawar.
War.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Bashamayim.
Bashamayim.
Thundernawa.
The son-in-law.
Kam.
The come.
Alayawam.
Alayawam.
Wasalakanawa.
Wasalakanawa.
Awathanawa.
Awathanawa.
Asalakanawa.
Asalakanawa.
Awathanawa.
Awathanawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Taba'aywana.
Tabi'aynawa.
Manasayawan.
Manasayawan.
Abod.
Abod.
Hawashaynawa.
Hawashaynawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Right.
Right.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Lakar.
Lakar.
Amalakwaf.
Amalakwaf.
Wala'ala.
Wala'ala.
Wairaparif.
Wapaparif.
La'aylim.
La'aylim.
Amen.
Amen. And in the English, our Father.
Our Father.
Which art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
In earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
And give us this day.
And give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not.
And lead us not.
Into temptation.
Into temptation.
But deliver us.
But deliver us.
From evil.
From evil.
Thine is the kingdom.
Thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever. Forever. So be it.
So be it.
And with that courtesy salute, I imagine Shabbat, I imagine Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Yahweh Matah, class dismissed. Shalom, Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Shalom, Yahweh Shai Barakatah.